Well, bakers, today I'm sharing with you a homemade recipe for a European classic, a digestive biscuit. Huge in Ireland and in England. Just like the graham cracker in America, it is our staple. We use it on cheesecakes, we have it with a cup of tea. It's really delicious, quite simple, and I'm going to show you how to make it at home in case you are missing them from your country and you want a little taste at home. So the recipe is really easy and actually only a few ingredients. It's a simple biscuit. We're going to start out with whole wheat flour, and no all-purpose flour, just whole wheat flour. It is a wheaty cookie and it's kind of like, but wheaty in a good way, like it's kind of nutty and it's oaty and it's really delicious. Here we have some powdered sugar into our whole wheat flour. So for this recipe, I'm using fine whole wheat flour because that's only what I can get in America. But I know in Ireland and in England, you can get different grinds, but just nothing that's too crazy, nothing too thick. You probably can use a coarse grind for sure. Baking powder, in you go. They rise a little bit, but not a lot. These are your classic kind of crisp, dry biscuit. Very different to the American biscuit, which is thick and layery and buttery and yummy. Salt. I'm going to give these dry ingredients a little bit of a mix around just to break down any lumps of the powdered sugar. Lovely. Sinead. Next up, butter. Cubed butter, nice and cold, Irish if you have it, any Kerrygold or Irish butter, French even, definitely salted. You're going to want to use the salted butter for this. Now for this next bit, you can use a pastry blender or you can use your hands like the way I learned many, many years ago in Ireland making crumbles and biscuits and things like that. So you simply get the butter, bring it between your fingers, spread it out like that. You can do this for pie crusts, crumbles, crisps, topping, biscuits, whatever it is. If you don't want to make this dough by hand, you can also really easily do it and quickly in the food processor, and that works really well. So you'll see a change even here. Big lumps of butter, small lumps of butter. What you're going to end up with is something that's kind of like lumpy breadcrumbs. We just want to make sure that that butter is broken up throughout and coated in flour. So funny enough, I remember talking to somebody who was American and they asked me why were digestive biscuits called digestive biscuits? Like, were they good for your digestive system? I was like, no, they were just biscuits. Why would you say that? And then of course I Googled it and they were, it turns out that like they were, you know, made to kind of aid digestion. And now I don't know how true that is considering like there's sugar and all sorts of other stuff in them, but it's definitely not the worst biscuit in the world. Here I have a little splash of milk, pour that all around your dough. Now you can do this with your hand or you can do it with a spatula. Sometimes it's easier with your hands, so you can just feel what's going on. And you'll know straight away, do I need more milk? Is it too wet? There you go, once it comes together. I love a dough, a pastry that cleans the bowl. That's how I know I'm always on the right track. Now, here's the thing about this dough. You don't have to let it sit and rest in the fridge. We can use it straight away. So I'm going to flour my surface. So roll out your cookie dough, really a biscuit dough, to 1/8 of an inch thick. When working with a dough like this, that's also a little bit on the wetter side, it's a good idea to move it around, make sure it's not stuck to the counter. Like I just felt like my one was there. These are kind of thick biscuits. So we're going to do 1/8 of an inch thick. Now, if you're a crazy person like me, you will have a stamp where you can write different words. And I wrote in this stamp, digestive biscuits. And you can find these online, find them on Amazon. I don't want to tell you how much I paid for this at Williams-Sonoma because it was quite, it was definitely too much. So I'm just going to stamp out the words and then I'm going to cut around the words. And then onto our baking sheet. And then you just keep on going. I found it easier to stamp first and then cut them out. I'm delighted with how these look, but our last finishing touch to make them look like a real store-bought digestive is to do these little markings right there on top, just with the back of a skewer. That's it, it makes lots of cookies. I'm gonna bake off one tray right now so you can see. But these are looking pretty awesome. Bake your cookies at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius for around 20 minutes. You want them to be kind of a golden brown, but not too dark. These cookies smell just like home and it's perfect timing because it's my tea time. And what goes better with a cup of Irish tea than a homemade digestive biscuit? These look really pretty and just like the real thing. And if you're a fan of a chocolate digestive, melt a little bit of bittersweet chocolate and smear it on the back. Yep, definitely tastes like the real thing. I really hope you enjoy this recipe. Make some homemade digestive biscuits and get a little taste of home as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more baking videos, then stick around. I've got loads more for you to check out. I'll see you back here again really soon.